Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away here. Jay's getting final instructions.
All right, open you up, stand by. We are open at...
Open that...
What's up, guys? So I was able to sit down with the CEO of Robinhood, Vlad Tenev, after Robinhood went public. We'll hear about Vlad's journey, where he thinks Robinhood is heading, as well as some fun questions like what his favorite video game is. And today's chat is the uncut, raw version of the conversation, straight from the Nasdaq building in Times Square, no more than 5 minutes after the first trade occurred. Now, Robinhood has been at the center of a lot of controversy this year, and whether or not you like them, it's pretty clear that they've changed a lot about the financial industry, including creating the standard for commission-free trades and helping kickstart the trend of fractional shares trading. I was also able to get some behind-the-scenes footage of what an IPO looks like, so make sure to stick around to the end of the video for that. Before we start, and since we gained 2,000 subs since the last video, I wanted to shout out the following 4 people. First, Daddyland, this $20 is for you. John, this $20 is for you. Kyle, this $20 is for you. And lastly, Michelle G, this $20 is for you. As a reminder, guys, I put $20 in this jar every time I get 500 subs and shout you guys out. Now, when this jar hits $1,000, you get to choose what I invest in. So with that being said, let's get on to the interview, raw and uncut. We are live, as you can see.
Yeah.
And gosh, how are you? Congrats.
Oh, I mean, it's humbling, really.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like I've been reflecting a lot this week, and I don't know, I came to this country.
Just making sure it's recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came to this country in 1992.
Okay.
Just landed in JFK with my aunt,
Yeah.
you know, and we started a new life here. And, you know, to get educated, to meet my co-founder,
For sure.
become an entrepreneur, you know, it's amazing. And, you know, most of all, amazing that we were able to serve so many customers in just 6 short years, build this business, and be with the customers every step along the way, alongside even the IPO.
For sure.
Yeah.
One of the most surprising things, I think, so by the way, this doesn't have to be like an interview, it can just be like a casual conversation.
Sure.
If you want to chill out a bit. But I was reading, like, in the beginning, one of your pivotal moments was getting on that Hacker News and and getting above the Chinese moon landing.
Oh yeah.
It was like Chinese moon landing, Google does something, and then you guys were number 3.
Google buying Boston Dynamics,
Yeah.
the robotic,
Exactly.
they made those robotic dogs. Yeah.
How does this rank compared to that moment? Is it kind of just like the same feeling, like, oh my God, it's so exciting? Because I imagine at that time, that must have been so exciting. Like, you're getting 5,000 downloads a day, you're getting 10,000 downloads a day, right?
At that time, I actually remember, you know, it was a little stressful because we weren't ready for that, right? And it was Saturday, and you know, people had discovered the site, but nothing was really glued together. We weren't sending emails; it wasn't working. So it was a brief moment of excitement, and then
you're like, oh,
we got to get
crap,
back
we
to
gotta
work.
get to work.
We've got, you know, I guess we're launching today.
But that's always one of the best problems, right? As a startup,
Yeah.
it's like you have so much traffic, and you're like, oh, like that's the best problem to have as a startup, I would assume.
Yeah, and I think you appreciate these moments a lot looking backwards. I think, you know, I'm doing my best to appreciate it in the moment as well.
For sure.
We've come really far. It's really quite humbling.
I wanted to ask you also, was there any point in Robinhood's life where you thought, man, if this moment didn't happen, we would be bankrupt or go out of business, or, you know, a couple pivotal moments in history?
Yeah, there were so many moments, right? In the early days, it was hard for us to raise capital. And I remember, you know, it's kind of a catch-22 situation in a way, because you need to raise capital to get the license to become a brokerage.
Right, and that takes like a year, right?
Well, I mean, it depends, but
Okay.
they want to, you know, the regulators rightly want to make sure you'll be around for a long time. So you're going to have capital on the balance sheet, enough to support a growing business. And then, you know, the flip side of that is it's hard to get people to invest in you if there's the uncertainty of whether you're going to get approved and get your licenses. So yeah, it was hard in the early days. I mean, there were time periods where we had to not take a salary. And, you know, we were just living off
Eating
of our
ramen.
savings, eating ramen. Yeah, eating Nutri-Grain bars. So
Yeah, the strawberry one, by the way.
Yeah,
That's my favorite one.
yeah. It's, you know, could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. That's amazing. Congratulations again. What do your parents think?
I mean, I
Are
think
they here today?
They are, yeah.
I think I might have saw them, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think they've just been very proud, and I'm sure they didn't expect this either. You know, I went to Stanford,
Yeah, you went to Stanford.
to study math.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really grow up wanting to be an entrepreneur and you know, a corporate leader.
But then you were getting a PhD, right?
Yeah.
Did you get 1 year of your PhD?
I went through 1 year, yeah. So I left after getting a master's.
After Baiju was like, hey, you got to come work on this, or?
Yeah, we got into business together. You know, I think what it was we just really missed each other after college.
Got
you
it.
know?
You guys are good buddies.
We kind of went our separate ways.
Yeah.
He started working in finance, and then it was the financial crisis, which in hindsight wasn't really a great time to start a financial company.
Right.
But we didn't know that at the time, so
It's kind of like
moved forward.
good timing as well, right?
Yeah, in a way,
yeah,
it is.
for sure. Great. Do you have any questions for me? I mean, I'm
Well-
from Menlo Park, so we can talk about Menlo Park places. It's
Yeah.
just a casual conversation.
I mean, what does this moment mean for you? I think
it's pretty big. I mean, oh, no one can even see me, but I think it's pretty big. I think interviewing someone of your stature is elevates my platform a little bit. So I appreciate you guys having me out,
yeah.
and I appreciate you guys flew me out here and put me up in a nice place.
And
I
how
appreciate
did
that.
you become so interested in finance?
Yeah, so all my friends from like 2015 to 2020 would always ask me personal finance questions. Like, hey Humphrey, how should I budget for this? Or should I invest in this? Or what should my portfolio be? And I was answering the same questions. So I was like, okay, I might as well make a video and scale it that way, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the most important principles I learned was if you have leverage in media or like leverage in technology, it makes a good entrepreneur. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I would classify myself as an entrepreneur first, because I've started some businesses before. I've worked in tech, but I think the personal financing has always been really fulfilling for me. And so that's kind of why I wanted to start the channels, and hopefully people understand that. But yeah, thank you for asking that question. So I appreciate you guys having me on here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta think of one more question for you. Your favorite video game growing up?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd probably have to go with NBA Jam Tournament Edition
Jam.
on the Sega Genesis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I played NBA Jam on the Nintendo 64. if you
Oh,
remember
yeah?
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was 3D.
That was 3D,
I
yeah.
had that one too. I had NBA Showtime on N64.
NBA Showtime. Is that the one where you can customize the characters and stuff like that?
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. That was it. That was cool. Okay. What else is for dinner tonight? What's for dinner tonight? That's the
Oh
real question.
well, you know, I've been eating so much this week. It's tough. You're traveling, and
Yeah.
it's hard to keep the diet straight. But I don't know. I'll try to have something healthy. But you know, maybe I'll do some Mamoun's falafel or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Big Mediterranean kind of Greek diet you like?
It's
I hope
just
I got that right. Israeli.
I think yeah, Mediterranean works. Yeah, it's good. I used to enjoy that when I
Yeah.
lived back here.
I did have an interesting question for you. Robinhood kind of revolutionized the trading industry. Do you still see some places in the financial industry that are archaic? So for example, ACH payments are super archaic.
Yeah.
And where do you want to take Robinhood in the future, which might revolutionize some other high friction places?
Yeah, I think there's a lot left to be done. I mean, when we look at what Robinhood's vision is, it's really to be the most trusted and most culturally relevant money app worldwide. So one of the axes is let's take everything that customers do with their finances on a daily basis.
Right.
I mean, you have your paycheck,
Right.
your bill pay, your spending, your emergency fund, and of course, different types of investing from sort of discretionary investing, which
Sure.
people do on Robinhood and we serve quite well, all the way through to long-term and retirement. So we see an opportunity
Right.
to serve all of those, and then also not just serve U.S. customers,
International customers as
but
well.
go overseas.
Right.
Because, you know, U.S. has a fairly significant, fairly robust financial system. Customers have it pretty good with a lot of different tools, especially now that, you know, investing has become more accessible. But you look overseas, and a lot of people don't even have access to a functional financial system.
Definitely agree. Like a big pain point of all the international people that I talk to on Instagram or TikTok or wherever it may be, they have a hard time finding a Robinhood in their demographic or
Yeah.
in their region. And so they're kind of left to use, something that's not as good, and they're always just comparing it to Robinhood. So if you could just get to international, that would be pretty cool. I think people would use you.
It's certainly somewhere we'd like to get to for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Would you say that ranks higher in priority than all the other things that we just talked about, like retirement accounts and other types of banking services?
Well, the first priority, our top value is safety first. So
Got it.
especially since we've been having so much growth,
Right.
and customers are using the platform, it becomes more and more important as time goes on to make sure that our service is up and reliable, that our customer support is solid, and we're there for people when they need us the most.
Right.
And that's an area we're investing in. And education, we have so many first-time investors. We have to give them all the information they need to be in the best possible position.
Right.
To
I was
succeed.
talking to one of your employees out there, and we were talking about how on YouTube, one of the most viewed videos is how to trade on Robinhood.
Yeah.
And I figured if those 3 million people are watching that video, Robinhood could do it pretty good as well.
Yeah, I think we could do a lot to bring more of it into the product.
Right.
So within the app, contextually, when you're making important decisions, and
Perfect.
we have been adding a lot more, especially over the last few months.
All right.
But there's a lot more to do.
I like hearing that.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time.
Of course, Humphrey.
Well, I think that's it, guys. I appreciate Vlad having us on the live wave, and then great to meet you. Great to meet you again, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away here. Jay's getting final instructions.
All right, open up, stand by. We are open at.
Open that.